This is the material I'm using. It's called Poly Pro. There's all different brands of it. This one I got at Lowe's. And it's a foil faced 1-inch styrofoam board. There's the thickness is 1 inch, has a R value of 3.85 and then an additional 2.8 with the foil facing if it has an airspace, which I believe this is. I assume that's on the foil side, giving you a total R of about 6.65. Even if it's only 3 or 4, I figure it'll be a big improvement. Fairly cheap. I think it was like $15, maybe $20 a board, 4x8 sheet. I'm going to show you how I cut it and put aluminum foil tape around the edges to keep the styrofoam from fraying. I just lay out a mark what size I want it to be and use a long blade utility knife. I'm cutting this piece down because I tried to fit it up in there and it won't fit, so I need to cut it in 2 pieces just to make it accessible. But it cuts very easy. Just take a piece of foil tape. And even if it wrinkles a little bit, that's okay. Probably know they ever see it again once it's installed. You just work it over the edge. Use a good quality tape. It'll adhere well and stay there for a long time. The other insulating I did up under the cab area where I used this tape to seal the seams. It's been on there for over a year and about 10,000 miles and hasn't had any delamination yet. But anyway, that's what the panel will look like before I glue it on. Okay, I'm up under the step, up under the coach near the step. This is the bottom of the step, and I've installed a piece here. And it fits nicely up against all of the framing. Stitched very well. No way that's coming off of there. And as the thickness works out for the step operation, it shouldn't be a problem with that angle, that end of it. Now I'm going to do this section up in here, and this is the material I'm using. It's CRC spray adhesive. Got that at Lowe's, but I'll do a little bit of it here and show you how it works. Just put a good heavy coat on. Quite easy to use and doesn't have a lot of overspray. I did use some Boom Mat spray on product, and boy is it messy. It's a tar based or tar-like material and gets all over everything, so it was easier to just use the styrofoam here. Anyway, put a coat of the adhesive on here, one on the back, then I'll stick it up in there and look at it after it's done. Alright, I've installed both those pieces that we were looking at earlier. Went up in there real well, nice and tight, should never be a problem. Cannot pull that off if I wanted to, which might be a problem if I wanted to later. But if you can look at my hand, you can see the downside of Boom Mat. The spray-on stuff, it was not for me for this application. Has good application, I'm sure, somewhere else, just not here. Try and give you a better perspective here. This is the back of the step here, step well. I'll roll up in there and you can see it goes all the way up to the floor, bottom of the floor. Here's the bottom of the step, and here's the retracted step right here. Okay, this is perspective again. This is the bottom of the step. Rolls up the side here. This is the side of the step, which I two-pieced. There's a seam right here. Two-pieced it on the side to get it in. It had a little L-shaped portion at the top up here. And I also insulated the bottom of the floor. This is the bottom of the floor. So I got the box pretty well covered. The next area I'll be working on, this is again the step, bottom of the step in the back. And you can see here's the converter, catalytic converter. That silver space up there, that's aluminum or foil-based covered board on the bottom of the floor. I plan on adding a layer to that, and then there's black finished board up in here that runs all the way across the floor that I'll probably be putting a couple of inches of insulation on. Trying to do the purpose of that, I want to see how this stuff holds up. If it holds up well, I'll use it above this converter area, because I think a lot of the heat, when I first pull in at night, the coach is very hot and the floor's hot. It takes a long time to cool it down. And I think if I insulate up above this exhaust system and across the floor there, it'll add some insulation and improve that quite a bit. Cut down on noise probably too.